Mm. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sisters Hour. We hope that you are keeping well. Happy New Year to all of you, and we hope that you're staying safe due to the current situation now all over the world. We are kind of in the same bubble, but we want to wish you a good welcome back, and we hope that you're joining in today with a wonderful new start to the year, inshallah. So to start off the show, we're really excited to let you know that Sisters Hour is now moving forwards, and inshallah we are going to create themes, monthly themes. So for the whole of January, we are creating the awareness of mental health and Islam. And I think it's really important to say that this is the time when a lot of us are going through struggles, and it doesn't help when we are not able to see each other. We have been given restrictions, but inshallah, with the help of Allah, we keep with our faith, with our iman, and to keep ourselves connected. So this is one of the platforms and portals to keep ourselves together, informed, and inshallah to benefit as well, because we realize that with this awareness, we need to educate ourselves in order to know what we're going through is not something new, is not something to be ashamed of, and definitely is something that we need to work together, because we're all dealing with one kind of problem or another. So I welcome you all, and I thank you for coming in and tuning in today. I am really happy to let you know that we have a wonderful guest. She is joining us all the way from Singapore, and we're going to be talking about dealing with anxiety. Now, as we go along, do comment below maybe about your experiences or what you share, and do let us know where you are tuning in from as well. So without further ado, let me introduce you and take you to our lovely guest. So, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you, Mehreen?
Alhamdulillah, thank you. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm really, really good, thank you. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us from Singapore. How is everyone there?
Alhamdulillah, we are doing good. Dealing with the same pandemic. But inshallah, everything is good. Thank you.
Inshallah, inshallah. So today we've come in to talk about dealing with anxiety, and just to let viewers know just a little bit about you. You have 4 beautiful children. You are a single mother, and you are currently caring for your sick mother at the moment. And just to let everyone know how wonderful Sister Mehreen is, she actually just came back from the hospital. Is that right?
I just came back from visiting my mother, who is admitted in the hospital right now.
And how is her health?
Um, there are many issues, health issues, but we are um, yeah, we are seeing relevant doctors, and they are being addressed, inshallah, um, one at a time, inshallah.
Inshallah. May Allah make it easy for her to recover from whatever she's going through.
Mm.
And may Allah make it easy for you as well, because I know it might be difficult to be running back and forth.
Yeah.
without further, so I'm so sorry. Just to make sure that everyone who is watching us, they've all welcomed and said their hellos, and we're so glad to hear that there are some people watching from Singapore as well. So welcome to the show. Just maybe on my side, I think I'm hearing a little sound at the background. I don't know. Maybe am I on your speaker or anything like that? Do you know before we start?
Okay. Is my background noisy?
No, I'm just wondering if are you opening up another appliance or an app or anything that I find that I might be repeating myself. Okay, then it's just me. Sorry about that.
I don't have anything.
So let's start now. So today's topic is about anxiety, and for some people, they don't understand what is anxiety. What can you explain to us? What does anxiety mean, and what does it look like, or what does it feel like?
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First and foremost, anxiety, sometimes it sounds a little bit overrated. Anyone with a little bit of fear, they will say, I have anxiety. But we have to actually understand what is the root of this. So anxiety really is a mental condition whereby one feels in constant fear. They get overwhelmed by anything at all. Sometimes noises, sometimes crowd, and they sometimes even feel like they want to avoid meeting people because it will trigger and it will become even worse sometimes. So it's this uh, constant overwhelmed feeling, and there are a lot of things that can cause this anxiety. Sometimes it's even genetic. There are times that you know you don't even know why you feel in this constant fear, but it's actually in their bloodline, historical. I mean, sorry. Yeah, it's a mental disorder in the family. Yeah, and then sometimes it can be caused by child abuse and even trauma. Like you went through sometimes accident, and then suddenly you cannot hear any sounds of loud bangs or something like that. You went through something that is so traumatizing
Mhm.
that it just increased that some people call it PTSD, yeah, post traumatic stress order.
I see.
So and there are many also different types of anxiety. It's not just fear. Sometimes it's separation anxiety. I have always been with my last daughter, and sometimes I have work to do. I have to leave her somewhere. I didn't know I have this separation anxiety. I need help to look after her. I need her to be somewhere else. But when I start to do my work, I start palpitating. You know,
Um,
even at right this minute, she is not with me
yes.
because I had to send her somewhere. So or else we will have extra guests right now. So yeah, so that separation anxiety is just consistently feeling scared. Why why am I always like my hands are cold right now? This is anxiety. I think I'm having one right now.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
So
they're called nerves. I've got nerves.
suddenly I'm feeling so cold. Yeah. So that is one factor, one of the types of anxiety. And then sometimes it's a specific phobia, you know, like cockroach, you know, like yeah. Some people say you are so dramatic, but no, actually somebody maybe they have experienced something like um it just comes inside your food or something like that, you know
Right.
and then suddenly you have anxiety looking at it even from afar. So there are so many types of anxiety, and we have to um acknowledge what type of anxiety is that. Sometimes
I
it's too.
I
Mm.
never knew that. I never knew that. I actually have what I thought was a phobia, and I had this when I was small. Um, Singapore, I forgot the name now. It's a particular fruit. You find it in Malaysian Singapore. I think mata kucing. Is it mata
Mhm.
kucing? So, you have to peel it in order to get it. So one time I was, I think, 10 years old and I peeled it and this worm came out of me. And from that day on, I can never look at that fruit or I can never go near it or don't even let me eat it. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that is related, but I always thought, and my family always makes fun of me. They're like, "Oh, you're so dramatic. Just get over it." But
Yeah.
I can't. It's been instilled in
Yeah.
me. I have this phobia, and I don't want to touch that fruit. It's so strange. You explaining that to me makes
Yeah.
now. You have 4 children who are young. They're still in primary, and you have a mother who's in hospital. That to me itself is a lot to deal with. When did you realize that you had anxiety?
I started to realize that I even had this anxiety was when I first found out my mom had um these health issues, that she had to go through a major heart surgery. Just knowing that information, I was um consistently worrying. I was at work, I couldn't do my work. It affected my daily routines. I did not recognize this as an anxiety, because to me I was just worrying, because me being the only child, I thought I was just worried, that's all. But I was consistently worrying, even at work. I couldn't work, I couldn't um focus on my daily life. I can tell you that this is something that I would share now. I felt distant even in my marriage, because I only think about what was going to happen. I was much closer to my dad when he was still around. And then when he passed on, I have my mother and she only has me.
Yeah.
So when knowing that she had this major thing going on with her health, so I got very distracted. I became very distant, and I was emotionally absent um towards the people around me, and I didn't realize that. It took a long time until I realized that this is anxiety. Because I was so scared of losing her.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can imagine the dynamics. Like you said, you're the only child, you've lost your father, your mom's sick, and you're not focused to the people around you. I'm sure there was so much support and love, but you can't look at it because, like you said, you're over worrying or you're thinking about losing her because
Yeah.
what would happen? What would happen if you lost her? He's the only
Yes.
dear one to you. And I feel that a lot of us, we don't realize that we have a problem and we keep it in until it grows and it grows and it grows. And do you find that the case with you? Has it been growing over the years?
Yeah, I think that this has eaten me up inside, because at first when I realized that I had it, I did not address this. I did not talk to anyone, because the fear of people judging me,
Mm,
I did not open up at all. I was just keeping it to myself until when I realized it, it was already too late. I was already affecting everyone around me. I was already so distant and absent in everyone's lives. It took so long for me to actually open up. This happened way back in 2013. Yeah, when my mom had her first open heart surgery, it was that long that I actually waited before I finally opened up to someone.
it's a good point that you made because, first of all, we hate to be judged, so we keep it in. Malu, malunya, embarrassed. What would people think of me? But they always say, it's good to talk. And have you been talking to like close friends or relatives? And has that ever helped?
Yes, I was always scared of even my best friend judging me because of this, because I didn't want to be labeled dramatic. But I think I was going crazy at one point of time. So I started talking, I started opening up a bit, talk to my friends, closest friends. But me being me, I don't feel right um telling every single details, because they know me. So I don't feel good telling them every single thing. Then I do not have any siblings. Sometimes I feel like other people are so lucky. They have sisters, they have brothers, who they can actually speak to, and I don't have. So sometimes I turn to my cousins. I even tell them, you do not have to even answer me, you just listen. I just felt that that was what I really needed. Listen, you listen to me. You don't even have to reply this, I'll be texting them. And somehow it felt better, after opening up. But I don't think it's enough, because again, I do not tell every single details.
Yeah.
I was struggling, yeah.
Mehroon, can I just say, I mean, I'm the eldest child of four, and it doesn't matter if you have siblings. There's sometimes I can't say things to my siblings because they're not the best of listeners. And I know their character, and I know that they will say something that will hurt me more. So don't feel that just because you're the only child and you don't have siblings that you might lose out. No, for me, sometimes a good friend is good enough. And it might also be the same for my people. They can't tell me certain things because of my behavior. They know that I would say. But I mean, how I would respond. But I do agree with you that if you have someone who could listen, that is best. But sometimes a good friend, a good cousin can't do much more than just listen. You do need to have professional help. And did you ever seek out professional help?
There was one time that I think that it was eating me up so much that I was going crazy, you know, like I was crying all night long. I was just hiding myself in the room. I didn't want to do anything. And then I just realized that I think I need somebody to hear me out. Maybe somebody who do not know me, um, out of the family or friend circle. Somebody who will not judge me, because this person probably will just listen up to me, advise me professionally, and then once they step out of the room, they will even forget my name. So that was what I was thinking. It got so severe that I succumbed to seeking help from a professional. Yeah, I did. I went for counseling. I finally agreed to. So I seek help, and I think it has helped me a lot, because they advise me professionally, not those kau jangan drama lah, I don't hear that from this person. They will really give me the moral support that I needed, that I didn't know um a stranger could give me. It hits different, talking to somebody who is professionally trained for this. Yeah, it helps a lot.
I think you're completely right in the sense that when you talk to somebody who doesn't know you, who doesn't have any background information about you, it's kind of like seeing a white piece of paper with smudges. They don't see the wrinkles, they don't see the stains. So
Yes.
it's easier to tell. And you don't know that person either. So it's kind of like you're both free to listen and to express yourself. But
Mm.
I just want to say congratulations to actually going out there to seek help, because that's a really big step,
Yes.
realizing and admitting that, look, I've got a problem here. It's far bigger than I can deal with. It's far bigger than what my best friend can deal with. And when did you realize at that moment that, look, I think I need help? Because for a lot of people, It's very scary to say, betul ke ni? Betul ke? Do I really need it? Like, takut. I'm scared. I don't want to admit. People think, alamak, gila ke? Macam drama ke? Like what you said. Yeah, don't be dramatic.
I think I neglect my responsibility as a mother, because I was just keeping to myself so much. Then when I look around, the house is in a mess. My children are a big mess, a bigger mess. You know, I just think that no, this has to stop. Even though I'm not saying that today my house is all spick and clean, but I have to start somewhere. I start to, I have to do something. This is not just about me anymore. I have 4 baggage with me. They're counting everything on me. You know, seeing me like that, it has somehow made them slack as well. So I think it was more of for them rather than for myself. But of course, I benefited so much from making that start. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, I'm really glad to hear that you're on the road, on a journey to heal yourself because, like I said, it's a huge step to admit it. It's a bigger step to go for professional help. And to know that you're benefiting, it just sounds like, Alhamdulillah, it's taking, it's getting there, it's getting better, inshallah. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to carry on, it will, but now that you know maybe guidance from the help that you're getting, this is what you have to do. I think you're more aware now that you said about your children, making sure that it doesn't affect them as well.
Yes.
Now, for a lot of people, sometimes I get that the direct response, especially the people in our community, because this mental health is very new to us. It's not something that, like you said before, people don't like to talk about it. We weren't educated at school. Now the schools, the curriculum, they're aware of this and they're bringing it to schools. But parents like us, or the elderly, we're still unsure of how to deal with it. People who say, "Oh, I don't need professional help. I've got my best friends. I've got my relatives to go to." What would you say to them?
Actually, to me, it is really up to individual if they want to open up or not. We can't be telling them, but seriously, this is a mental condition that we have to address. And if we ourselves do not help ourselves, if we do not make that step to actually find the right help, channel ourselves to the right places, this will actually eat us inside and it will eat us alive. We do not want that to happen. We do not want it to be too late until we finally seek help.
Yeah, that's
So I think we do need that help and we just have to have some faith in it.
Thank you, Mehrun. Thank you for reminding me of that. And it's great to know that that's your plan, and we'll definitely bring it on board. Sometimes the way people act with mental health problems is the belief that that person who's going through this is just lacking in iman. And they even may pass comments like, "You know what, I think you need to solat more. I think you need to make more du'as. Sabarlah, sabarlah, it's going to get better." Have you experienced this kind of comment?
Most definitely. The first thing people throw judgment at me, kau tak sembahyang ke? Tak nampak pun? Kau tak post pun? That's why you're always depressed, having anxiety. I mean, this is the first thing orang Melayu will always say. It is true, based on some meta-analysis, people do make some surveys that it has been proven, or there are evidences saying that if you are actually religious, so the probability of you getting anxiety is much lesser than those who do not practice. It is true, but trust me, and there are stories about practicing scholars who are actually affected by this, and we cannot ask them, so where is your iman now? Why are you having anxiety? Aren't you a practicing Muslim? These are the things that we shouldn't be asking a person who's suffering from anxiety. This will actually trigger more, and this will worsen their state of anxiety. So in closed subjects, there are, you know, um, people quietly uh, having, I'm so sorry to say it, but suicidal thoughts. And these people, they are not those who do not go to school, you know, they even go to madrasa for it, but religion most definitely help us. But uh, in an anxiety attack, let's try not to be, kenapa kau tak sembayang? These are not, this is not something that you want to say to a person who's suffering from it. Yeah.
I
So
think for a lot of us, we don't know how to respond. We don't know how to respond because we are unaware of how to deal with things. It's very difficult because mental health is not something that you can see. If I was to look at you, Mehreen, where's your broken leg? Where's your broken arm? I can't see it. You don't have a problem with me. You've got such a beautiful face. Look at your smile. What problem are you talking about? We can't see that, so we can't respond to the way that you are going, whatever you're going through. So how can we, as the listener in our community, better support the person going through this anxiety problem? Can you assist us? Because I know I'm definitely one person who would like to maybe rephrase how I speak to someone who I don't know might be going through something. And from the lack of my knowledge, I might trigger that person. And I don't want to do that. Definitely, I don't want to do that.
it is important first that we be emotionally present for them. Listen to all the silly things that they will say. You listen. It's not that you are agreeing to what they are saying, but first you listen, because this is what that has been trapped inside. So you listen first. Ensure that they acknowledge your presence. That's how important our presence is to anyone who, if we care enough, we can see the telltales of them having anxiety at all. So if we at least can spend some time to actually listen, and this can really help them. They just want to know that there is somebody who actually believe in them. I would say our body language says it all.
You're right. And can I ask you, how has your journey with Allah been throughout this difficult moment? Because I can imagine with those unpleasant comments, and I'm not saying those people are intentionally saying it, they're unintentionally saying it still will affect you. So has that affected your relationship with God?
I'm only human. So there are times, testing times, I must say, that I question my faith. Why me? I think this is the big question that most people going through anxiety or even depression. Why me? Of all the people in the world, I have so many things to do. I already have a lot of things to go through. And you give me this. There are there are times that I keep questioning myself, and I think I lost it. Of course, I am a practicing Muslim, and it is an obligation for me to practice regardless of what I'm going through. But there are times that I think I am badly affected, and I got lost along the way. I'm not saying that the faith is 100% all of the time. There are times that I think I really lost my way. Yeah. But of course, no matter what, no matter how, I'm in denial, even though I have friends who uh are practicing. It doesn't mean that I am always 100% in my faith. So, but no matter what, you still have to go back. Just keep on going back, and you will find your way, inshallah.
Inshallah. Mehrun, that's such a lovely reminder. And I made dua that you will continue to find your way and continue to be guided, because this is something that you're going through which nobody knows, which nobody can relate with except yourself, because it's in your situation and it's whatever's going through your life right now. I just want to say that we had a lesson online last week with Ustaz Zaki, and he does these lessons online. So for those of you who don't know, um, it's the reminders, it's going back to the Islamic knowledge. And one thing he did talk about was um, the names, the attributes of Allah, and one of them is Al Adl, which is He is the most just. Allah is the most just. And for anyone who thinks, why me, Allah? Why can't you give it to someone else? Why are you being so unfair? Allah is the most fair. Allah gives us what we can handle, and He will never give us more than that. And from this journey, from what you're sharing with me, Sister Mehrun, mashallah, I find you such an incredible, strong person, because He's given this test to you. And look at how you are dealing with it. And as much as you're saying, why me? Look at you now. You're talking to me live on Facebook saying you've had this since 2013 and you've got 4 beautiful children, and you've got a sick mother, and you're still there with a beautiful smile, because Allah is just, Allah knows how strong you are. He made you. And subhanallah, I only can thank Him and continually to pray that for all of us, that He is just for us as well. And as much as we realize, and it's not like, oh, you are dealing with anxiety, you're dealing with mental health problems, that you've lost your faith through your journey. We all have in some form of our life. We all have to admit that there are moments when we think, I don't know where I am right now. I'm practicing, I am a Muslim, but I just don't know if this is true. We've been through that moment, but at least you have an excuse to say, yes, I've got this huge thing. But I just want to tell you, Mehrun, that you are such a strong and wonderful person. And I think the viewers can agree. And for those who are also suffering, please don't think that you are alone. Our faith and Iman, yes, it goes up and down. It goes up and down to all of us. But know that Allah is always with us, inshallah. And He is there for the good times and the bad, and He is the one who gave it to us. And from what Ustaz Zaki was saying in his lecture, it's like Him giving you a test. And this is your test, Sister Mehrun. And it's like, I feel like there's a metaphor of, Him giving you the rope. And that rope is the anxiety. Do you deal with it by grabbing the rope and pulling back towards Allah through your du'as, through your salat, through your iman, through your, Ya Allah, even if I can't pray today, please, Allah, keep on guiding me. I hope what I'm saying is in some way relevant, but I find that that's the strength that you've got right now, Sister Meroon, and I can see it in you. And, you know, mashallah, again, I just want to say thank you for sharing this, because it's a journey in itself that I can hear from your voice that you are going through something that's difficult, but at the same time, it's moving forwards. Like you said, you're getting the professional help, that you're getting there with your religious journey as well. So nothing but continuous du'as and positivity going through your way. And finally, for those who may feel that God is not for them, what would you advise them, Mehrun, on this?
Islam is not a compulsion. You know, you do not force people to do what they are not willing to. It is true. But trust me, you know, you need Allah to guide you, because there is not one source out there who can make it right if you are in the deepest situation. You have to go back to Him. You want it or not. This is something that I have learned, and um, being in madrasa, so many people um, have a lot of expectations from me, and I may be disappointing back then, but I look up to Him no matter what the situation is. Only He can take me out, because He is the person. He is the one who put me in. So that there is no other argumentation here. Nothing. I shall not argue anymore, because I need guidance, and only Allah can give me guidance. And I believe in that.
Oh, I mean, well done, Mehrun. I just, you know, I hope that in your journey of going into this, that you will carry on finding Allah and finding your strength. And for those who are watching or going through your own problems, I only pray that you also continue to find strength in yourself. Um, I thank you, Mehrun, for coming in today, for opening our first episode on mental health awareness. And thank you, viewers, for coming in and listening to this. And we hope that for the whole month of January, we will be talking more about it. But for those who want to seek help further, Sofa Mosque London is doing all that they can during this pandemic by putting on online classes. For those people who are thinking, you know, I need to get back into my Quran, I don't know how to, do contact us. We have the ladies Quran classes, we have the online classes. Message us. You know, we're there for you. Don't be afraid, because this whole thing is stepping up and accepting that you have this problem, but we all have this problem, and we're all there for each other. And that's why we live in a community, and we are reaching out to you here on Sisters Hour to say that there is help. And with Sister Mehrun's example, you know, we can only pray that it's a good example to look at. You know, it's an ongoing journey, no doubt, but there is an, you know, guidance and steps to go forward. And I thank you for coming on today, for watching us and listening to our show. And I want to say a thank you to Sister Mehrun for coming in all the way from Singapore, talking to us at this late evening. Before we go, I thought, let me just read a few comments for those of you who commented along. Lots of people coming in saying assalams. Yes, there was an echo side on my side, which is why I had to put Sister Mehrun on mute, I think, now. Sister Fatima Zainuddin says, for me, as the eldest child, I always feel that I have to be the pillar of strength for my siblings. And that's the reason you tend to get on with it and put your emotional side. I was wrong. MashaAllah. Thank you, Sister Fatima. Sister Nurjana, no matter what, never feel everything is on you. Everything is a burden on you. Always feel that you've been chosen to be who you are, where you should be, what you should be doing. You are never alone. Allah is with you, always with you. To see you still going on, before being there for your mom and kids, hiccups here and there is normal. It's normal being human. It's normal making mistakes. It's normal being real. It's normal having mental issues when you are facing such a life. But you are the strongest in and out. Mad. Sister Nurjana, amazing comment. Sarah Noor, passing spiritual judgment is a form of pride. Ya Rab, thank you for sharing your experience with us, Sister Mehroon. And Sister Isabel says, failing the test is also part of the process. Come back to Allah. He will guide you no matter what state you are in. Allah is the most merciful. Allah will forgive you. Keep trying. Don't give up. MashaAllah. Thank you so much, sisters, for all of these wonderful comments. And thank you once again, Sister Mehroon, for coming in. Before we go, any words of advice?
Inshallah. Thank you so much for all the beautiful comments, and thank you, Fatiha, for having me on your first show of mental health series. Thank you very much. This means everything to me because I didn't realize all of this until you made me address one by one, and I didn't realize the strengths that I had until me talking about it. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah. Virtual hug. Virtual hug. Thank you again for everyone tuning in today. Please carry on joining us on Facebook Live next week as we have another wonderful episode. And thank you again to all the viewers. And do watch out for all our other programs on Facebook. So tune in next week when we will be joined with Sister Sarah Noor. Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.